Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a boy named Ramu. His family was very poor and had to work hard to make a living. Despite this, Ramu always dreamed of going to school to change his life. However, there was no school in the village, and his parents could not afford to send him to town for an education. Every day, Ramu helped his parents with work, but whenever he had free time, he would sit under a big tree, gazing at the distant school in the neighboring village, where other children were studying. Determined not to give up on his dream, Ramu started borrowing old books and studying at night under the dim light of an oil lamp. Even though he faced many hardships and opposition from his family, he remained persistent. Ramu believed that one day, he would change his fate through knowledge. Ramu continued to teach himself using old books borrowed from children in the neighboring village. Every evening, after a long day of work, he would sit under the flickering oil lamp, diligently reading and writing. The pages of the books opened up a new world before his eyes, but the path of learning was not easy. His family often urged him to give up. "Ramu, you are wasting your time. We need your help." But he did not waver. Though his progress was slow and there were moments of doubt, he kept going. Every time he looked at the distant school, his desire to learn burned even stronger. He understood that if he wanted to change his life, he had to persevere. Ramu believed that no matter how difficult the journey, as long as he didn't give up, he would eventually find the light of knowledge. One evening, after a long day of work, Ramu was exhausted as he walked across the fields. He stopped and looked toward the school in the neighboring village, his heart filled with worry. Will I ever get to study there? Are all my efforts in vain? At that moment, an old man sitting by the roadside noticed Ramu's troubled expression and asked, "What is troubling you, young boy?" Ramu shared his dreams and struggles. The old man smiled kindly and said, "Do you know about the bamboo tree? It takes years to grow its roots underground, but once it sprouts, it grows tall very quickly. Success is the same, it requires patience and perseverance." Those words ignited a spark of hope in Ramu's heart. He realized that even if he did not see immediate results, every effort he made was meaningful. The old man's words left a deep impression on Ramu. He understood that success was not just about reaching the destination but about staying persistent throughout the journey. From that day on, Ramu never doubted himself again. He continued studying every night, despite the dim oil lamp and his tired eyes after a long day of work. Every page he turned was a small step forward, and he believed that one day, his efforts would bear fruit. A few months later, exciting news spread throughout the village. A new school was going to be built. The villagers were overjoyed, and Ramu could hardly believe his ears. His heart filled with joy and hope. Finally, his dream had a chance to become reality. But he knew that the road ahead was still full of challenges. When the new school opened, Ramu was among the first students to enroll. He was overjoyed, but soon he faced a major challenge. His classmates could already read and write, while he was just beginning. At first, Ramu felt lost. He was slower than everyone else and was sometimes teased by his peers. There were moments when he wondered, "Do I really belong here?" But then, he remembered the old man's words, "Be patient like the bamboo tree." Instead of giving up, Ramu decided to work twice as hard. During the day, he attended school, and at night, he studied tirelessly, reading and writing over and over again. Slowly, his dedication caught the attention of his teachers. No one saw him as weak anymore. Ramu was proving that perseverance always paid off. Through his unwavering determination, Ramu gradually caught up with his classmates. His teachers recognized his efforts and encouraged him. Over time, not only did he keep up, but he became one of the top students in his class. Years later, Ramu completed his education and decided to become a teacher. He returned to the small village where he once longed for an education, determined to teach other children. He wanted to give them the opportunity he had once dreamed of. Now, Ramu was not only changing his own life but also helping generations of children in the village gain knowledge. He often reminded his students, patience and perseverance are the keys to success. No matter how difficult the journey, as long as you don't give up, one day you will rise, just like the bamboo tree. Ramu's story is not just about a poor boy chasing knowledge, it is a lesson in perseverance and patience. Life always presents challenges, but like the bamboo tree, which grows strong after years of unseen effort, every small step matters. Ramu proved that no matter how difficult the circumstances, success will come as long as one does not give up. The children in the village, inspired by their teacher's story, learned that dreams are not just for the lucky but for anyone willing to work hard for them. No matter how tough the road ahead, as long as one holds on to faith and never stops trying, one day, everyone can rise tall and strong, just like the bamboo tree that has spent years growing its roots underground.